everybody, and welcome back to Pain-Free Creations, Coaching and Conversations, where we do all three in a short amount of time. I'm Aubrey Payne, and today we are going to talk about the lovely engagement tool called Nearpod, which happens to be my favorite tech tool to engage my own students. Today we are going to continue to talk about how to add that engagement factor into our lessons to really draw the children in. So today we are going to talk about the activities, how to add a video, how to add web content, how to add a vocabulary video, how to add a 3D model, and how to add a simulation activity and virtual field trips to your slides and lessons to make it more appealing to the students. So if you're familiar with Nearpod and understand the basics of making a lesson, but now want to go that step further to really draw your kids into your lesson, then this is the video for you. Let's check it out. I'm going to click on my slide and I'm going to click Add Slide. So the first thing that you could add is a video. So you have different options of what kind of videos you can add to your lesson. So you can use a Nearpod video that they already have made. You can use the subject, so I might choose second grade, and I'll do science. So I'm going to choose what is a tornado, say save, because I want them to just watch this video. So Nearpod has also adopted something similar to what the Edpuzzle thing in one website, and this is why I have this weird obsession with Nearpod. You can literally do everything in one. So I added a video. That's how you add a video from Nearpod. So now I'm going to click Add Slide again. I'm under Content now because that's what I'm talking about. So I'm going to click Video. So let's say I'm going to do a read aloud. So again, I can do one of theirs, and you can also search by standard, or you can go, because we get a lot of our read alouds from YouTube. You can click this, and then you can, so let's say I'm doing the snowy day, so we'll do read aloud. So then I have here a read aloud. So now when I click save, it gives you the Edpuzzle feature. So you can watch it. You can also trim your video and cut it down, add an activity. So let's say I'm watching it because I want to figure out where I'm going to ask a question.
The Snowy Day by Ezra Jack Keats. One winter morning, Peter woke up and looked out the window. Snow had fallen during the night. It covered everything as far. Crunch, crunch. His feet sank into the snow. He walked with his toes pointing out like this. He walked with his toes pointing in like that.
So I might pause it here.
Then
and add an activity. And I can either do open-ended or multiple choice. So I could say, if I was doing maybe, I don't know, science, what season is it in this story? And you could do, fall, winter, spring, summer. Okay. Then of course you have to choose the correct one. Then you save. So now that's there so that when the kids are watching this video, they can then answer the question. Then you can continue on.
He dragged his feet slowly to make tracks. He found something.
So just for an example, open-ended question this time. And when you do open-ended questions for the story read aloud, they can't record their answer. They'll have to type it, but it is what it is. So you might ask, okay, what did Peter put in his pocket? Why do you think he did that? Okay, so then save. And again, there's a symbol here in case it's a math one. So if you're watching an instructional math video, you can, if you need the symbols, they're right there. So then when you're done, you can click save, and now your video is saved with questions embedded in it. So now, again, adding content. We've already done the slide. So if you want to add web content, that's like a website. So let's say I want my kids to go and do a math game that they can do on their iPad. So I might click. So this is a website I've used before, clearly on Nearpod. and you can test it to make sure it works because sometimes it doesn't, but you can link them to a website to go to. So I click save. I've had teachers say that they've used Jamboard for the web content. So that's also another option if you're familiar with Jamboard. And it also even reminds you here that Flash websites won't work on iPads. So that's why you always need to test the link to see. So then you're going to click save. Then you can add a vocabulary video. So if you click that, you can add whatever you want. So let's say long and short vowels. Sure. Add your video and it's there. Okay, so then I love this one. So I used this the other day for Project Lead the Way. You can do it for so many things. You can use it for background knowledge before a story if that's something that's in the story. You can also do it for science and math. So these are Nearpod staff picks of things, and they basically can move the object around, zoom in, and look close. So lots of cool things for them to look at. Also, amazing places and things. So, like, we were learning about the texture and feeling of a monster truck. So, of course, they didn't have a monster truck. So, I clicked the car. So, they got to explore the car. Also, for Discovery Education, we were learning about engineering and choosing materials and how to build structures. And so, I showed them the Golden Gate Bridge. And so, they were able to observe different 3D structures and see what materials they noticed. So you can have them look at a 3D model. So this is a cool one. I haven't really been able to use it just because in second grade we really just haven't needed it yet. But this is a simulation, so you can put this in your lesson, which is super cool. So you can have them do a fraction simulation. And this is the staff, Nearpod's favorites of the staff here. So if you click on Math Elementary School, if you're doing area, they can build area and it gives them problems to do. Decimals, so partitioning a shape, dividing and factors and multiplying, and then shapes and fractions. And so there are some that we could do. I just haven't done them yet. This is definitely something second grade can do. Dividing shapes into equal parts. So part, whole. Graphing. Making a 10. So different strategies for solving problems. Another thing that second grade could 100% use. So for math, so then you can go to middle school math and they have whatever simulation, high school. There's also science. So whatever topic you're on, you can look and see. They add stuff all the time. So different energy. So molecules, gravity. I mean, there's all these different things. States of matter. That one's good. We're working on that now. And then the science. And then you have high school. So you can go and look and choose what you want. So I'm just going to pick this. Done. Okay. So now I have a simulation in my lesson. So now if you add slide again, content. And so obviously this is my favorite and it's the student's favorite. I use this for a lot. So this is a virtual field trip. So I use this a lot of the time for background knowledge before I read a story out loud. If I can figure out the setting, then I can Google it and see if I can find it. So like when I read The Snowy Day, I didn't need a specific place. I needed a place with snow. Because there's always a chance that there's a student who's never seen snow before. And so I typed in, first I did snow. And it's fun for the students because they can actually stand up and walk around with their iPads and it's like they're there. I also use this when I do Christmas around the world and we travel to the different countries. We visit different things in each country using the virtual field trip. For math, I've had them do this for when we were doing shapes. We would go and explore different places and I would have them write down what different shapes they saw. So I might say, hey, look and see how many cylinders you can find in this virtual field trip. And they'll come back and tell me how many they saw. And we'll go over the virtual field trip and they'll tell me exactly where they found it. And it's cool. So I might want to look at some snow. So again, this is the kids' favorite, and sometimes I just do it for fun. So maybe after a lesson that maybe isn't as fun, as an incentive for participating and being engaged, I allow them to pick a virtual field trip to explore when we're done. So like there are some underwater ones which are cool. So in different, I believe in science we did something with the Colosseum. And so I gave them a virtual field trip to look at the Colosseum, what it looks like now.